I'm hooked. I will do it again. And I will do it again until I go to prison for the rest of my life.
Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today we're going to talk about Sammy the Bull Grano. What's going on with everyone out there? I hope you guys all had a great holiday. We got New Year's Eve coming up, and I hope you guys have a safe one. Watch out for drunk drivers and stay on your P's and Q's out there, especially if you're in the city. I keep hearing that craziness is going to envelop the city like it hasn't already. Oh, it already has. Maureen, how are you? Rara, what's good? Salvatore. Thank you guys all for joining me today. It's going to be a good one. We got Sammy the Bull Grano. He did an interview on Vlad. We're going to play some of that now. Nate, what's going on? Full green light. Happy New Year's. James, what's up, man? This one is pretty funny. So, Mr. Grano was talking about how much of a gangster he was in prison, which is total bullshit because you can't be. You're in a witness program. You're in a witness program. You're not with active gang members. So how did he get an Aryan Brotherhood tattoo if he's not in an active yard? He got a tattoo by a dropout. So like put that together in your head. He gets a tattoo by a dropout that brands him with the Aryan Brotherhood's logo. Looks like he's in for some shit. Who knows what will happen in the future if he ever comes across one of them people, because he wasn't in an active yard where they can do something to him. He was with all people that cooperated. And a lot of people have been asking, oh, so you have this other guy, Bobby, on that was in with Sammy. Why was he in with Sammy? And I thought I explained this already, but some people, maybe it went right over their head. Bobby had a life sentence. He was getting prosecuted for some other stuff that happened in prison, and they put him in a jail across from a woman who killed a whole family. She killed the kids. She killed, she had her boyfriend do it. She had her boyfriend kill the mother, the father, and 3 kids. They buried the bodies, and when they put him across from her, the plan was he's going to take the rap for it because he already has a life sentence. Nope. Not when it comes to kids. So he flipped the script, and they ended up finding the bodies, because if he didn't give up where the bodies were, they were never going to find them. And there was a sole survivor. A young woman survived, and she was part of that family. And really sad situation. But I salute him for what he did. Sammy, on the other hand, doesn't get any credos for what he did. He's a scumbag. And the biggest one out there, you guys might not be aware of. Mikey Scars is a wolf in sheep's clothing. He's trying to come across like this noble guy. He's got this great friendship with RJ, JR, whatever the fuck his name is. He's got this great relationship and blah, blah, blah. It's all bullshit. It's all a farce. He's trying to get you on his side. But maybe it's working for some people, but it ain't working for me. I see right through your bullshit, Scars. And don't worry, time will tell. It'll all catch up with you. He put over 80-something people in prison. He testified at, I think, 12 trials. He was damaging more than Scammy the Bull was. But that's okay. We're gonna, Scars is gonna have his moment of fame too. We got a lot of things coming in the future. We're just getting started. So if you guys like this content, hit the like button, subscribe. Let's get to the video.
He was a former Aryan Brotherhood leader. Are you familiar with him?
I know the name, but I didn't know him, no.
I mean, he talked about the organization. He was a leader in the organization, and at one point he moved away and he ended up testifying against them. But, you know, he talked about the drugs, and he also talked about the prostitution
that you were doing, Scammy. They were probably renting out Scammy for by the hour.
Aryan Brotherhood kind of runs in prison. When we say prostitution, it's males with other males.
Well, what you have is you have individuals who are either turned out or that they're gay by choice. And essentially they become the women behind the walls.
And Scammy was one of them. Italian Stallion, what's going on? Dave from Boston Labor's Union. How are you? Happy New Year. Yas, what's good, man? Thank you all for joining me today. Nate, full green light. Got a lot of people in the house. Hit the like button, subscribe. We got a big show tonight. You don't want to miss it.
And so they're prostituted along that line. So you have a stable, you have an individual that pimps that stable, and you have your revenues as a result of that. You know, the greatest value, I think, probably with prostitutes behind the iron gates is their resources, their source of information. You know, because they're intermingling with all the races, and they're gathering information. They're bringing that information by way of counterintelligence, even as it relates to staff, because they're also being prostituted to staff. So it is extremely viable.
So he says that the staff is taking part in these services as well. It's pretty wild. Let's listen to the rest. Mob 2 Meme says Sammy likes to ride them things cowgirl style. I'm sure he does.
From this perspective.
Did you see a lot of that in prison?
Listen close.
Not with them, no.
No? Okay.
No. I never even heard of a prostitution ring.
He didn't see anything. His face was buried in the pillow.
I mean, there was gay shit going on.
How do you know, Scammy?
Secretly.
Yeah.
But I never heard of anybody pimping somebody off. I never heard of that.
Okay. I mean, were you aware of rapes that were happening in prison?
Oh, listen, if you're really weak and you're sweet, and there's a guys, you know, I guess some guys would do that, some guys wouldn't. But, you know, sex in prison, when you're talking about lifers.
Hey, when you're talking about lifers, Scammy just said, fuck it. James says, Scammy, that's why he has full-blown AIDS. Look at the state of him. Wow. Remember, this is satire, and we're just here for entertainment purposes only. Everything on this show is not to be taken as facts. I want to make that very clear. And we don't discriminate on anybody over here. We're just pointing out the obvious.
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens. You don't have to rape them. There's guys who will do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Name's Scammy.
You know.
Did anyone ever try you?
Try me?
Yeah.
I've fucked them to death.
What? Did you hear that? Scammy thinks he's playing a joke.
Yeah.
I fucked him to death. How about that?
I don't think that's very funny.
Fucked him to death.
What?
I fucked him to death. How about that?
Big jokes, huh? Big funny. I don't find that funny. He probably did do that in there, you know? Who knows? Who knows what he was doing in there? But we got another video for you guys. Hit the like button. And I dropped the link for tonight's show. Shout out to Ori Spado. I know that laugh is creepy, Vlad. 100%. All right, we got another one. One thing that is pretty wild is that MC8, the rapper MC8 from the West Coast, had Scammy the Bull on his show. I thought MC8 was a stand-up guy. Sammy isn't joking. He was the catcher for sure. Storefront sleepovers with Sammy.
You were talking about a couple guys on the internet. I asked this from Michael. I'm just curious to know if you can have any comments on it or not. Names that are coming up recently. Jimmy Calandra's coming up. I think you and him did something together. A-Light's coming up. Johnny Russo, we've had him on as well. What do you think about some of these guys?
Shout out to Valuetainment. Go subscribe to Valuetainment.
And what they're doing on social. I asked Michael the same question.
I did. I know Jimmy Calandra. He's a friend of mine. And I did have him in my place. He came down. He was going to get.
He did have him in his storefront and pretended it was a mansion.
A hotel room. I said, listen, bro, I'm living alone. You want to just come and live with me?
Listen, bro, I'm living alone in my storefront. You want to just come live with me? Bro, he slept over. He wasn't living with you. He went to leave, and Sammy's like, no, don't go.
I just got my dog with me. Yeah. So we lived together for about 4 or 5 days.
You lived together? That's fucking weird, man.
And he came on my show, and I did a show with him. We had some laughs, like we're doing now, talking.
Yeah.
And then one or two people, I don't want to name names, but one or two people exploded because he was arguing with one of those names or a couple.
A-Light. It was A-Light. Don't forget, I know the names. He was arguing with A-Light at the time.
Of those names
Sure.
you're talking about. And they were saying that I encouraged him to do that, which I didn't. I didn't encourage him. I encouraged him when I talked with him. I said, there's a lot of assholes out there. Put it on the side. Don't get into it. They want to do this. They want you so they can get hits and they could get subscribers and they could get views. So they try to get into an argument with you. Once you're going back and forth, you're feeding right into what they want. Just put them on the burn. But Jimmy has a little bit of a temper, and he didn't. He exchanged back and forth with them a couple of times, and they blame me for that, which it doesn't matter to me. I don't care. And
Sammy, you're a weak individual. You used to be this hardcore gangster. You are a weak individual because you talk all that shit, but you address Joey Merlino. So you have really thin rat skin, very thin rat skin. A lot of these people do. They can't take the criticism. If you disagree with them, they fucking hate it. Guess what? I will never agree with any of your bullshit ever.
so I don't bother with some of those names you just mentioned. I don't even bother with them. I did bother with one because
He paid him money. That's why he bothered with him.
one of them, this A-Light kid. When I came home and I got out of prison, he threw me a couple of dollars.
Threw him a couple of dollars, huh? Tell us more, Scammy.
Right away. First guy. So I try to reciprocate by saying he's a good guy, he's a tough guy, he's this, he's that. You try to help him with his show and all that bullshit. Then he wanted me to come on
He
and
just
do certain things, and I didn't want to be
exposed him.
bothered with that.
He just exposed A-Light for buying his loyalty. Did you guys hear that? He just exposed A-Light for buying his fucking loyalty. Now that's not the sign of a real gangster. A-Light, you got some explaining to do.
When I came home and I got out of prison, he threw me a couple of dollars right away. First guy. So I try to reciprocate by saying he's a good guy, he's a tough guy, he's this, he's that. You try to help him with a show and all that bullshit. Then he wanted me to come on and do certain things, and I didn't want to be bothered with that. I'm a truthful person. If I do something, listen, I take credit for that, or maybe that's not the word credit, but I take my responsibilities for what I did. I mean, I got people that'll call me, I got people's kids that murders I'm involved, and I spoke to them.
No.
People's families, I spoke to them.
He's a fucking liar. Right there, he's a liar. Rest in peace to Alan Kaiser. He is 100% lying. He never spoke to any family. He never apologized for what he did. He murdered this kid. This kid was 16 years old walking home. It was late at night. He just got done hanging out with his girlfriend. He was on his way home, and allegedly, so there's a bunch of different stories. I could tell you both of them, and you guys can decide for yourself. So Sammy's story is that he was in a car, right? And one of his friends, I forgot his name, Louis Melito was pulling a hit on somebody. He was killing someone. And allegedly, what Sammy says is that this kid, Alan Kaiser, ran towards the guy with the gun. Now, what kind of sense does that make? He says that Alan Kaiser ran at Louis Melito and Louis Melito shot him. The only problem with that, Sammy, is he got shot in the back of the head. So how does he get shot in the back of the head if he's running towards the shooter? I know how, because you're a fucking liar, Sammy. He was running away and you guys shot him. Now, I don't know the exact reason why you killed this kid. I think it was because he witnessed you guys committing a murder. And you guys figured you'd get rid of the witnesses. But there was another person that was injured at the time. They were shot as well. So Sammy is a straight up liar. He says he spoke to the family. And if you guys don't know, Lee Cole went out there to confront Sammy about this whole situation. And when he was on his way walking to the car to talk to Lee Cole, which was, Lee Cole had the drop on Sammy. If Lee Cole had bad intentions, he could have smoked him right there, right in the parking lot, Sammy and his son. So, but luckily for Sammy, he didn't have bad intentions. He just wanted to confront him about a few things. And one of the things he said, why don't you talk about Alan Kaiser? And he said, oh, I already spoke about that. I already spoke to the family. All bullshit. It never happened. Joyce said that never happened. Joyce, his brother. So I know it's tough around this time of year when you lose somebody. So rest in peace, Alan Kaiser. I hope you guys get justice someday. Maybe someday something will happen. But Sammy looks like he's on his way out anyway. It's only a matter of, he ain't going to make it another year, I don't think. Let's get back to the video.
This is what happened. This is what it was. This is what the truth is. Because a lot of the stuff they hear is lies. In other words, I'm involved in 3 mafia wars, 19 murders. I didn't go out. I never got up one morning and said, listen, I'm going to go kill somebody.
Yeah, you did. Yes, you did, Scammy. Mike says, dude, that thumbnail pic is pure gold. Excellent work. Thank you. Tales from the Snitch. Hey, this is don't forget the snowplow service in Florida. Oh, don't worry. We're gonna get back on that. I have so much to cover. You can't cover all this in an hour, you know? It's really hard to cover all this. Does Sammy really live in a strip mall? Yes, 100% yes. He cannot find an apartment because of his criminal record. People know who he is. They don't want him around. None of them. We got 50 people in the house. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We got a lot of good things going on. We got a big show tonight. Let me see the exact time. I think it's at 9 or 10. But we have a show tonight with Ori Spado, the accidental gangster. And he's going to be telling us 9 o'clock. The show is at 9 o'clock. And Ori Spado is going to be telling us some never before heard things. And he's going to be giving away a book. So I'm going to pick the person who's going to win the book, an autographed book from Ori Spado. So if you guys want to join in tonight, come chill with us. Come hang out. Now let's get back to the video. Hit the like button.
I was part of the mafia.
Yeah, you weren't part of shit. You were part of the rap group.
That's the realistic part of the mob. And the realistic part of Sammy, he's got to be frustrated shit. And all these guys, whoever he later on implicated or whatever, it's their own fault, because when Sammy was on the street, he was taking care of business. Why didn't you take care of it for him?
Huh? What? Come on, Johnny. Now you're talking good about Scammy? Kind of odd.
And you left him desolate. You know, it's not.
I want to hear it. David did Value Entertainment, Patrick, with Sammy, and he asked him the question. He ducked it. You know why he ducked it? I believe he shot 2 people. One of them is a 15-year-old kid. So when you're telling me you're a gangster, you killed a 15-year-old kid, the rest of your life you should be advocating for children. Be a gentleman and to advocate that you suffered, you cried. Same thing I said. You cried. You were a piece of shit. Same thing I called myself.
But I will be watching.
Bunch of bullshit.
Excuse me.
Bunch of bullshit from Scammy the Bull. A bunch of bullshit from Johnny A. Wipe. It's insane. The hypocrisy in these people. You heard them the first time. Now you hear them say something totally different. Now what's up with that?
That's the realistic part of the mob. And the realistic part of Sammy, he's got to be frustrated shit. And all these guys, whoever he later on implicated or whatever, it's their own fault, because when Sammy was on the street, he was taking care of business. Why didn't you take care of it for him? And you left him desolate. You know, it's not.
I want to hear it. David did Value Entertainment, Patrick, with Sammy, and he asked him the question. He ducked it. You know why he ducked it? I believe he shot 2 people. One of them is a 15-year-old kid. So when you're telling me you're a gangster, you killed a 15-year-old kid, the rest of your life you should be advocating for children. Be a gentleman and to advocate.
When I did time with my friend Kevin, he's a great artist, and he did a lot of help.
He did a lot of help. No, he did all of the fucking paintings. You did none of them. These guys are pure liars. They do nothing but lie.
Me, when I screw up my work, he fixed it, and he taught me a lot of things. We decided to do some work.
Your artwork,
together.
right?
He does some work, I do some work on it, and stuff like that. And this is before it's signed, so I'm going to put them out, and I'm going to sign them personally. This is what you'll get. This is art. This is my art.
You dropped your baby.
I mean,
That's not his artwork. 100%. He never painted a fucking straight line in his life. Straight con artist. He didn't paint any painting for his granddaughter. He had someone else do it. And he's trying to take credit because he wants to look like he's this fucking talented person. You're not. You're a scumbag. And that's all you'll ever be, Scammy. I know you're watching.
baby,
Aw.
she's falling apart. Her
Damn
dress
it.
is coming off.
Her dress is coming off. Okay.
Go subscribe to Justice Tech Pros. We push back.
Okay, we have a question about the Joey Merlino podcast. Let's see. I know, I didn't. He keeps bugging about it. Hey, the wax Bria. Sammy, apologize if you already talked about this, but what are your thoughts on the Joey Merlino from Philly and any dealings in the past? And would you ever sit down with him as a guest on his new podcast?
I didn't know
Never
him.
happened.
I know his father.
Never.
When there was the war in Philadelphia, I was involved in the war in Philadelphia. I knew his father well. I didn't know
you
him.
didn't.
He talks about rats. Now he's talking about that. I don't know what he's doing. I know his uncle was a rat, and they killed him.
No, they didn't.
So when you're talking about rats, turn around and look at your family, and look at, and look at what you're doing. It's not a rat movie. It's not a rat. I'm not calling him a rat. But
Yeah, you did.
you're a boss, supposedly, if you are, and you're doing this. It's a disgrace to Cosa Nostra, what you're doing.
And what you did is
You're a
not a
boss.
disgrace.
Here we go, Monday. Missed you guys last Monday.
And what he's doing is not a disgrace to Cosa Nostra. You're not a stand-up guy, Sammy. You never were a stand-up guy. You were scumbag. You were hiding things. You had some things in your closet, didn't you, Sammy? And Nick Scabetta was going to release that information, and that's why you killed him. Right, Sammy? Tell the truth for once in your life. Come on, man. Slayer of Mob 2, how you doing? Shout out to you, man. Salvatore, what's good? Miles, he's such a narcissistic asshole. Yes, he is. Westies, what's up, man? Thank you all for joining me today. I really appreciate it.
I was on the road a little bit, and I couldn't make it. And I have another announcement to make, is that, I asked all you guys about, doing a plastic surgery and nip and tuck, and everybody said no.
Now, did he get plastic surgery again?
Family, everybody. And I did it again.
He did it again. He did it again. And guess who paid for it? Whoever watches him. They paid for his fucking nip and tuck.
I got my nip and tuck. So the guy was great.
Huh? The guy was great? He's not talking about the nip and tuck either. Didn't he kill his brother-in-law? Yes, he did. Nick Scabetta. 100% he did. He should be locked up. Back up in a minimum security prison. Rumor has it he was gay in prison too. Hey, could be. He was gay on the street. He was doing hair. He was a hairstylist. He had a salon. I believe he had a salon. But he had a gay lover back in the day, and he was going to be exposed. His brother-in-law knew all about it, and they were going to expose him. But he ended up killing his brother-in-law first. Scammy catches hot dogs. Yes, he does. Heard he's pretty good at it.
Excuse me.
Look, catch that one. And then you got Chief Suckum Two Cocks. Wave to the crowd, Chief. That's Gino. That's Gino's new nickname, is Chief Suckums. Showing respect to his Indian heritage. Chief Suckums.
What you're seeing right now, this is a week away. I got some stitches out this morning.
He got the stitches out this morning and not from his face.
And Wednesday, they'll take the rest of them out. There's one or two little more procedures. And
tighten them up a little bit.
And I'm done. I didn't want to look 40 when I'm fucking 79. I wanted to look 68, 69, a little refreshed. I'm going to do a lot of interviews in the near future from what I understand. So I wanted that refreshed look. That's all I wanted. And I got it. And I jumped into this is the holiday season, and I'm on fire. I love it. A lot of good things are happening. And, my team is taking off.
His couple of teenage girls are taking off for the holiday. Aren't you involved with one of them women too, Scammy? Yeah, I heard about it. And
there's a few things. I'm going to make Amina make an announcement about we're going to be shot. So some people are going to be gone.
I think it was Amina or Anna, one of them. Maybe it's both. Could be. Gene wants to push Sammy's door in. He did that to the door. I'm fixing you. How many people here believe that Gino is going to learn his lesson finally once and for all? Anybody think that? Put a 1 if you think Gino's going to learn his lesson. Put a 2 if you think he'll never learn a lesson.
To the door. I did this to the door. I pushed the door in. Warn you. But I'm gonna fix it. I did this to the door. Warn you. But I'm gonna fix it. I pushed the door in. 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 I did this to the door. Yes, I pushed the door in.
And his card is on file here.
Yours. But I'm gonna fix it.
Yours, because he doesn't have a credit card. He doesn't have a credit card that he can use. He doesn't have anything. He's not he's not a mobster. He never was. He was a degenerate, and he's a scumbag. And that's all he'll ever be. I mean, I'm just pointing out the facts.
I'd be gone but me. So, I mean, tell them what's going on.
Hey, boss, how was your weekend?
Hey, boss. He said, call me boss. He's making them call him boss. Pretty funny.
Good. Okay. Well, so everybody, just a couple of announcements real quick before.
He's sniffing that Coke drip. He's got a nice Coke drip.
Before we get into questions, the last day to place your orders to receive them before New Year would be Wednesday.
So I'm going to start with that as usual first. So ask me the questions that weren't answered.
Yep, let's get into that. Okay.
Yeah, let's get into that.
So we have Mr. Teninova. Sammy, do you like Christmas? And what was Christmas like when you were in the mob? What types of foods did you guys eat? What did you guys do?
Listen, I love Christmas. It's a great holiday. The kids, family. Comes in from all over, uncles, cousins. You know, that's the way it was for us. Food, I mean, it was nonstop. We would sit at the table, Italians, a lot of people sit down for hours on end.
Yeah, right? Anyone else would be so grateful to not be incarcerated. 100%. Wendy, how you doing? Shout out to you, Wendy. Thanks for joining me. Mike, what's going on? Gene won't learn until he meets the right person on the wrong day and tries to pull his tough guy crap. He's weak. 100%. I believe that. And listen, I don't wish harm on anybody. Staxx, please get some new material, new sound effects. Nah, I'm good with what I got.
Excuse me.
Hey, Wendy, pull up to the front of the class, Wendy. Raise your hand. Raise your hand, skank. Okay? Merry Christmas, bitch. Bye-bye. All right, on to the next one. Anyone else? Is there anyone else? Anyone else? No? Okay. If anyone else, just wave your hand. Okay? Looks like the skank's down the bowl. Make a new account, and I'll do that to the next one, too. And don't worry, new material's coming. It's a new year.
Pasta, then there's pasta, then there's meat, and then there's this and that.
There's meat, all right. Another one sucking Sammy's pipe. King Rat wants the boss position so damn much. He will never be the boss. He's not the underboss. He's not a gangster. He's a rat, and that's all he'll ever be. Just like all these other guys, they're all rats. They're not mobsters. They never were anything great. This is what they are, and that's all they'll ever be. That's all they'll ever be known for. Sammy's trying to change history.
Not peanuts, it's the other thing, chestnuts, you know, and fruit that comes out, a little bit of wine. Italians making their wine down the basement. It's sweet, so I'm not putting sugar or anything like that in it. I must drink 6, 7 of those a day, without a doubt.
Yeah, sure. You must sniff 6, 7 of those a day, you mean, Scammy, right? Here, let's fast forward a little bit, get to some content you haven't seen.
It's a dangerous conversation to have. Most people who knew and found out are dead. So some people are already advising me, Sammy, you know too much, drop it. I did a video on Instagram, I believe it was, and I talk about the JFK thing.
He don't know nothing about JFK. Come on. Now he's reaching very hard. He don't know shit about the JFK assassination. Come on. If you guys believe that, you're out of your mind, just like him.
The whole 9 yards. And I do know a lot more than I knew back then. Gotta remember, I was 18 years old when he was killed.
So what kind of involvement did you have back then when you were 18 years old? Let me guess. You're one that planned it, right? You and A-Light, how old was he? 3 years old? When you guys planned JFK's assassination?
I never forget it, I was home.
What? Frank says Gene is known for pay for gay in county jail. What do you mean by pay? I mean, he paid with honey buns to get banged out in the back door. Pretty interesting. I believe it.
My mother called me up, Sammy, what are you doing? I said, I was sleeping. She says, get up. Why? She said, they just killed the president of the United States.
Richie, what's going on? Happy New Year, everybody. We got Maureen, Slayer of Mob 2, Nate. Shout out to everyone that takes the time to watch this show. I appreciate all you guys. The mob crap is nothing to glorify. I admit it's interesting because of the long history and how many people were corrupted by them. They were all mostly just selfish liars who were lazy. 100%. I agree with you.
I said, Ma, I got nothing to do with it. She said, I know you dumb bastards. I know you got nothing to do with it.
It was all John A-Light. He's the one that shot him when he was 3 years old with a carbine.
Watch the news. So I remember I was 18. I remember I was joking and she didn't take it as a joke.
He said, I had nothing to do with it, Mom. Come on, man. Who believes this shit?
She didn't like it. It started then. I was with the Gambino family eventually.
He was with the Colombo family when this happened. So I think he's losing it up here.
There was a lot of knowledge from that area. Sam Giancana from Chicago. Carlos Masala from Louisiana.
He doesn't even know how to say his name. So what kind of connection did he have with Carlos Marcello? He can't even pronounce his name right.
Louisiana, Trevor Conti from Florida, and they were talking with Carlo Gambino. Carlo Gambino's right-hand man was Toto Arello, and Toto would talk to me. But back then, I just thought he was talking hypothetical bullshit that everybody was talking.
Yeah, because they really gave you inside information. So you said that Scammy vouched for A-Light. Listen, we're going to show you right now how Scammy vouched for A-Light. Jessica says, I love your channel. Thank you. I appreciate that. A lot of good interviews coming. It's not all about this, you know. It's about real content. And if you want real content, just go to the video side. Watch some of the live videos. I have over 3,500 videos that you can watch. And a lot of them are interviews with famous people, quite a bit. So, and we're just getting started. I've talked to quite a bit of people that are coming on the show this coming year, and it's going to be incredible. It's only going to get better.
And Juju's match, I don't even bother with them. I did bother with one because one of them, this A-Light kid, When I came home and I got out of prison, he threw me a couple of dollars.
Huh? Threw you a couple of dollars? Why, Sammy? Why would he throw you a couple of dollars?
Right away. First guy. So I try to reciprocate by saying he's a good guy, he's a tough guy, he's this, he's that. You try to help him with a show and all that bullshit.
He's a tough guy. He gave you a couple of dollars. So for you to say he was a tough guy? What?
Shit. Then he wanted me to come on and do certain things, and I didn't want to be bothered with that. I'm a truthful person. If I do something, listen, I take credit for that, or maybe that's not the word credit, but I take my responsibilities for what I did.
You don't take responsibility for shit, Sammy. Why don't you come on and tell the truth on what happened to Alan Kaiser? That would be a start, you know? You wanna keep it real and all this shit? Tell the truth on what happened to Alan Kaiser. Where can we buy the baseball bat, Staxx? I don't know, man. So now, you guys want to hear something funny? A-Light made a video saying, we're not selling baseball bats because of all the baseball batting I did. We're selling baseball bats because he had a baseball career now. So now he was this professional baseball player in college or some shit. And that's the reason why he's selling the baseball bats. It has nothing to do with him baseball batting over 100 people. Nothing to do with that. It all has to do with his baseball career. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, I got people that'll call me. I got people's kids that murders I'm involved, and I spoke to them.
Oh, they took all that money, James. He had $4 million when he first cooperated against John Gotti. He had $4 million. I'll play you that video in a second. He had $4 million. His son got into credit card debt. Not $4 million worth of credit card debt. His son got into credit card debt. So Sammy thought the bright idea to get involved with the drug business. You know, ecstasy, it's not really a drug. That's what Sammy says. Ecstasy is not really a drug. It's like a party thing, you know, you have a good time. He said it's a bullshit case that he got caught on, but he had his wife, his daughter, his son, all selling drugs. And he was financing the whole thing because he couldn't just take the part of the $4 million he had to pay his kids' credit card debt. No, why would he do that when he could make a quick flip with some drugs? Pretty crazy. Staxx, you have interviewed a wide range of people from all different fields. That's one of the reasons I joined your membership. Thank you, Nate. I'm going to be dropping some videos on the membership today. So if you guys want to join the membership, I believe it's like $1.99 for a month. And I'm going to be dropping some exclusive interviews on the memberships. You won't see them anywhere else. You only see them over there.
That's the realistic part of the mob. And the realistic part of Sammy, he's got to be frustrated shit. And all these guys, whoever he later on implicated or whatever, it's their own fault because when Sammy was on the street, he was taking care of
people's families. I spoke to them. This is what happened.
Fucking liar.
This is what it was. This is what the truth is. Because a lot of them stuff they hear is lies. In other words, I'm involved in 3 mafia wars, 19 murders. I didn't go out. I never got up one morning and said, listen, I'm going to go kill somebody. I was part of the mafia.
No. That's not how it works, Sammy.
Take care of it for him. And you left him desolate. You know what's
I want to hear it. David did Value Entertainment, Patrick, with Sammy, and he asked him the question. He ducked it. You know why he ducked it? I believe he shot 2 people. One of them is a 15-year-old kid. So when you're telling me you're a gangster, you killed a 15-year-old kid, the rest of your life you should be advocating for children. Be a gentleman and advocate that you suffered, you cried. Same thing I said. You cried. You were a piece of shit. Same thing I called myself.
But I will be watching.
Wow.
Had an incident recently at a club. I had a couple of drinks. I was by myself. I was in an industrial area. And you have guys that are Albanian trying to help. But they're weak guys.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's saying that guys that are Albanian are weak guys. I don't believe that. I know of a couple serious Albanians. Shout out to the real Albanians out there that don't claim this piece of shit. But I do have a challenge for you, Mr. Aletto. So there was a person who commented in the comment section, and they invited you to a boxing match in Queens. They want to box you, Aletto. They want to test your boxing skills. And they said he will box you with one hand tied behind his back. I swear, he will box you with one hand tied behind his back. So if you're up for the challenge, you might be able to win some money on this one. Let's see if you're with it.
Took a shot at me, went to punch. You know, he hit me, he punched me on the blind side. First of all, the kid can't even hit. I mean, he should be able to knock me out. And, you know, he didn't move me. And, you know, the next thing is somebody said to me, well, why didn't I go outside and finish fighting? And they showed up with 8 or 10 guys or whatever.
Yeah.
So I said, I didn't have my Superman cape on that day. So I took a dive into the water and, you know, I said I had my Aquaman suit on. So I made a joke of, I came in the club. I'm going to walk out the club.
Right.
You caught me off guard a little bit because I don't really drink and get sloppy. I was drinking. I was alone. Guys know I walk around and do whatever I feel like doing.
No,
I'm really
don't.
not worried about getting hit.
Right.
I'm a boxer. I mean, it's almost laughable to get punched. So what? You're in a ring, get hit 40, 50 times a day, around. So, you know, that I grew up like this. And, you know, if someone's going to kill me, I says, let it be. Shoot me. They ain't going to come in like an amateur and punch me. What are we, 12 years old?
Yeah.
You end up doing 18 years.
17 years, 7 months, almost 18 years.
Almost
Yes,
18.
you're right.
Now, when you first go to prison, you think that
Hey, Kelly, how you doing? Kev, what's good, man? Dom ended up in the hospital for drinking too much. Oh, surprise, surprise. I heard he's in detox. I heard. Don't take this as facts, because I'm not sure if it's facts. I'm letting you know right now. But word on the street is that Dominic is in rehab. I heard he got caught cheating on his wife that day that he was with the other mafia rat, Mikey Scars. Surprise, surprise. Happy New Year, Dom.
he's going to kill you.
On the first time, yeah.
Yeah. And you were prepared for this.
The first time.
Yeah. So you become cool with some of the other gangs. The Aryan Brotherhood and the Mexican La Familia.
In the dropout yard. Don't forget that, guys. BGF, what's good, man? How you doing? BGF in the chest. Great show. I'm from Long Island, New York. Snitches are so rampant today. Nothing is scared more. 100%, man. This guy killed a 15-year-old kid. Let that sink in. What if it was your kid? It's fucking very sad. Justice for Alan Kaiser. I don't care how long it takes. I really admire their family's dedication to getting justice for him. We got a lot of people in the house. We got 61 people in the house. Westies, what's up, man? How you doing? Frank, how are you? Sammy's trying to be Forrest Gump of the mob world. Aletto is too. Hey, you know who else is? That other guy. What's his name? Sally Botts. He's a trash bag too. Trust me, they're all on the list. And I'm checking it twice. And they're going to get it eventually. It's only a matter of time.
Not because of the mafia. No. Because when I was in prison, I carried myself a certain way. I got along with the blacks very well. I got along with the Mexican mafia very well. I got along with the Aryan brothers.
In a dropout yard. I wonder why Sammy doesn't brag about being on food stamps. Who knows?
The Aryan brothers did I'm tattooed up the yin yang.
I wonder why he doesn't brag about getting divorced from his wife. His wife divorced him. I wonder why he doesn't brag about his daughter leaving him down there in Arizona to rot by himself. Sucks for him. Hope you had a Merry Christmas, Scammy.
I was very friendly with them. They did tattoos with me. We played chess together.
Hey, Vicky, how you doing?
All kinds
Louis.
of things. So we
Louis, how you doing, bro? Pull out. Rat, stool pigeon. All of them, Dom said. He almost died. Almost don't count. Only in horseshoes and hand grenades. Hey, man. Too bad he didn't.
became friends.
He almost died when he was drinking with these scumbags out there. Maybe they poisoned him or something. Who knows? Here, I got a video of them out on the town hanging out together. Let me show you guys that one. Let's see, I got to pull it up here. Yeah, wrong video. This is what happens when mob rats lie. Hey, we got another one for you. Hey, this is the same night that all this happened, huh? Surprise, surprise. Living the real mafia dream, huh? Linking up with other mafia rats and getting twisted. And how did this night work out for you there, dummy Dom? And someone said that I had no right to criticize RJ or Scars. Well, guess what? Yes, I do. I got every right in the world to criticize anybody I want. And you aren't going to do anything about it. All you're going to do is sit and watch the show. But make sure you hit the like button while you watch it.
Just out having some drinks and cigars. So we just want to pop on and say hello to everybody.
Do you want to see what guys falling in love with other guys look like? It's right here.
Welcome everybody, Mafia Roundtable. We're out having a good time.
Mafia Roundtable having a good time. Yo, Staxx, I have a new name for you. Stack and Tax. Hey, this isn't an attack, man. I'm just pointing out the obvious.
Mikey Scars, we got RJ here, and we're celebrating the holidays. That's what we do Mafia style.
They're celebrating the holidays as they do Mafia style. Now, does that sound like a person that has changed their ways? Not to me, it doesn't. Sounds like they still want to be in the mob. And now they're all hanging out together. This shit makes no sense. Rat fellas.
And we're having a good time. God, we have a wonderful dinner. This is what it's about. Getting together, shooting the shit, and having a good time.
Look at this jerk off Scars. He is one of the biggest wolves in sheep's clothing. 100%. He's not a good guy.
Have a great Christmas. Have a great holiday. Be happy. Be loved.
Sucking on his cigars. He wants to be Italian so bad. It's disgusting, man. He's like, I value our friendship so much. Get the fuck out of here. Well, guess what? Scars don't value your friendship. He'd probably put you in prison in a heartbeat, like he did his other friends. He put all kinds of people in prison. 89 people. He testified at 12 trials. He didn't care who was in the way. He would do the same to you, RJ. So I would be leery of anything to do with this guy. This Scars sitting there with that dumbass smirk on his face. Get off my screen, Scars. Don't worry, your day's coming, Scars. You're on the list. Raven, how are you? James, thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Mikey Bats. We got a lot of people in the house. Remember, if you coleslaw, man, coleslaw. Remember, if you guys want to donate to the channel, you can hit up my Cash App at Chattin with Staxx, or you can hit up PayPal, Venmo, Super Stickers, Super Chats, all that good stuff. Every single dollar helps. I'm able to do more when I have money. So if you guys want to help me, I put it right back into the show. I try to help the community. So we got a lot of things coming in the future. Don't forget, we got a big show tonight. Finn Feek, how are you, man? Finn Freak. Is it Finn Freak or Finn Feek? It's Finn Feek, right? Kev, what's up? Dom had too many steroids and skipped leg day. You could push him over. BGF, what's good? I appreciate all you guys. He got his own kids in trouble and his old lady. I actually liked my wife's show. I'm not sure they're still filming since the death of our favorite. Shout out to Big Ann. Shout out to her sister. I've had her sister on the show. Go check out the interview I did with her sister. I've had her husband on the show too, Dominic. Shout out to Dom and Janine. Shout out to Janine and Dom. If you guys haven't seen that episode, go check it out. It's under videos if you want to check it out. You know, our friend grew up there. They aren't in the USPs across America. 100%. They were in fucking witness units. They aren't anywhere near where they can get hurt. They're in like a cushy ass prison. I'm going to drop the link in the description. I'll put it in the chat so you guys can follow that and be on here tonight at 9 o'clock. It's going to be me and Ori. We're going to have a great time. So if you guys want to see that, just hit the link. Come see us. Help the channel. Donate if you can. If you can't donate, just share the video. Sandra, how are you? Sandra. I'll be there. 9 o'clock. You prove Tony is a fugazi, 100% fugazi. He was never nothing, man. He's trying to put himself in shit. Get the fuck out of here. It's a bum. Homeless bum. Hopefully he gets his life together too. I don't wish bad on any of these people. And remember, if you're out there and you're suffering from drug addiction, you can change your life. Today can be the first day of the rest of your life. You don't have to suffer anymore. Give yourself a chance. It's worth it. I can promise you that. And misery is refundable. You can always go back, you know, give it a shot, one day at a time. I appreciate all you guys for watching my show. I got a lot of good things to come in the future, a lot of great interviews with a lot of great people coming. Danny, how are you? So if you guys want to help me, help them, help you, just support the show. If you guys like this content, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. And if you don't like this content, I don't know, start your own podcast. I appreciate all you guys. Have a great day. And remember, don't be a snitch.